Topic is Afghanistan. Where do we go from here? And of course, the guest is Dr. LMadu3. Dr. Madu, let's pick up where we left off, and we've got 10 minutes, and try to get in as much of this information as we possibly can in the 10 minutes that we have remaining. So go on, start.
So in 2001, we had the World Trade Center affair, orchestrated by Al-Qaeda. And Al-Qaeda in Arabic means the base, by Bin Laden's men. Because of which we invaded Afghanistan and overthrew the Taliban, because Mullah Omar refused, because of friendship, to have Bin Laden kicked out of Afghanistan. We invaded and installed Hamid Karzai as president of Afghanistan, who is still president up till now. Al-Qaeda left. I wouldn't say they left, we drove them out. But right now they have sanctuary in Waziristan, in Pakistan, where Bin Laden supposedly is staying. And people should understand, people say, well, why are the Taliban so strong up to now? They forget that across the border in Pakistan, you have also the Pashtuns. The Pashtuns are in Pakistan, and they're also in Afghanistan. So it's their brothers across, so they can just move across the border without anybody noticing. They speak the same language, you see. So that's what made it difficult to be able to penetrate or destroy the Taliban, because you have Talibans now in Pakistan, you have Talibans also now in Afghanistan. And people have to understand that the Taliban is what we call a Pashtun insurrectionist movement. They are predominantly Sunni Pashtuns, who are the Taliban. Most of the other ethnic groups, the Uzbeks and the Tajiks, are not part of the Taliban infrastructure. They're primarily, a Pashtun, insurrectionist movement. Now that, Al-Qaeda is out of, Afghanistan, people are wondering, why are we still there? Why are we still there? What are we doing? Currently, according to General McChrystal, who is the commander of our troops in Afghanistan, we have about 68,000 troops in Afghanistan. When we landed in Afghanistan to overthrow the Taliban, there were only 313 American troops on the ground. Actually, the fighting was done by the Tajik, insurrectionist movement led by Ahmed Shah Massoud. They will use them to overthrow the Taliban. And then, because we are busy in Iraq, we couldn't have enough troop strength in Afghanistan to do the job. Okay? So now we have 68,000 troops there. There's a pressure for 40,000 additional troops to bring the troop strength to about 100,000. And people are asking, why? Since we've thrown the Taliban out of Afghanistan, what are we still doing there? Why can't we leave? And I can understand that. At the moment, okay, we are fighting the Taliban. Now, not Al-Qaeda, because Al-Qaeda has already moved. And they can move even to Somalia. If you drive them from Pakistan, they can move to Somalia or other bases, which they've already started doing. They've dispersed already. I do not think, strategically, that we should still stay in Afghanistan or even increase the troop level. I think what we should do that will make some political sense is to do what we did in Iraq. Is co-opt some members of the Taliban, who are not really the core of the Taliban, and arm them to do the fighting, not do the fighting ourselves. What we did in Iraq, what General Petraeus did in Iraq, was co-opt the insurgents, arm them, the Sunni insurgents, and pay them, put them on the payroll. They are called the Renaissance Army now, and let them do the fighting on behalf of the Sunnis. Okay? That's what we need to do in Afghanistan, is get those members of the Taliban who are not core Taliban and pay them, give them a job, and give them the guns to do the fighting against the Taliban. We can withdraw. American troops can withdraw to some strategic points in Afghanistan, like the Bagram Air Base, or stay in some of the big cities like Kabul and Kandahar, and then carry out strikes, with drones and helicopters, all this, wherever we find Al-Qaeda. What we are doing now is fighting the Taliban. It's like fighting the hometown people. And that's why resentment is growing now in Afghanistan against our troops. Even President Karzai is complaining about, bombing. Yeah, that is killing civilians. So they're getting angry at us. So the more we stay, the more we start getting bogged down. And eventually we might get driven out, like they drove the Russians out. Yeah, because it seems that like that's what's happening now. We are fighting the Afghans, no more Al-Qaeda. You see, because the Taliban, they're Afghans. They have nothing to do.
You said we're fighting the hometown.
Exactly, we are fighting the hometown folks now.